6 o'clock. Oh, that felt good. How's it going, all you lovely little weirdos? I am the Global Outcast, and that is my ever-expanding co-host, the AnimeShogun. Say hi.
Stop. Fuck you.
Okay, good talk. Today, we are talking about the second Doctor.
Who was an asshole? No,
Actually,
I'm just kidding. I don't fucking know.
Actually, no, he wasn't the asshole one. I think that was the... I can't remember which one it was. I know one of them was the asshole one.
I was being sarcastic, but okay.
I think it was the sixth one. The fifth one was the younger. Anyways, the second one replaced the first Doctor after the first Doctor, the first guy who played the Doctor, officially left due to health reasons, and they needed a way to keep the show going because it was still the shit was still good, and so they came up with regeneration, which in my eyes is a fucking genius way because they could just keep that show going until the end of time. And so, from what I remember, now don't quote me on it, don't chew my head off, people. The first Doctor got in trouble with the Time Lords that were still around, because right around the original Doctors, the Time Lords were still there for a majority of the time. He got in trouble with them a lot. That's like his thing. Doing shit he's not supposed to.
Go on.
And they had forced him to regenerate, and they turned him into the second Doctor, whose personality is more childlike. He even plays a flute. Like the first two Doctors didn't, if I remember correctly, the first two or three Doctors didn't have the sonic screwdriver. They defeated their enemies, which, by the way, I found out one of the enemies the second Doctor faced was known as the Fish People, and I looked up what they looked like, and a whole like, holy fuck, the what was it, 60s or 70s era of movie magic. Wow.
Okay.
And he was a little bit more childish. Like he would always go Jelly Belly, like offering people Jelly Belly, and he'd be playing his flute. Get your mind out of the gutter, people. It's an actual flute, not his skin flute. You dirty bastards.
Just shut up.
No. And he had a couple companions. And he would, and I know a couple of them left, like they always do. Actually, the first one to die was actually not till I think the fourth or fifth Doctor. I think the fifth Doctor is when the first one died. All that, they always left.
Okay.
And I don't think the Master was involved until like the fifth or sixth Doctor, I think. But the Daleks and the Cybermen have been around since day one, because, yeah, damn. But apparently the Daleks one time actually stole the ship, stole the TARDIS.
Go on.
I didn't know that until like when I first was looking up information about the second Doctor. And I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, the Daleks are pretty much as of right now in the second Doctor, the Daleks are pretty much the Doctor's pretty much nemesis. He has a few of them. Most of them it's pretty much the Doctor, Cybermen, and the Master. If you want to get technical for like the entire series.
All right.
And he beats them through his wits, his knowledge. Sometimes he likes to goof around. Now this one I found out he acts like he's a dimwit just to throw his enemies off, and that's when he'll snatch up his victory, which I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, it's just all sorts of neat stuff that the Doctor will do. The second Doctor did, like in the first three they've had a few specials. The first special was with the first three Doctors. The first one was called the Three Doctors, and they'll do all sorts of timely, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey shit with the Doctor stuff, meeting his past selves and meeting his future selves. Gets confusing, like very. Welcome to Doctor Who. It's confusing. Have a seat. And he has argued with himself, and he's actually pretty. The second Doctor is actually pretty short. I don't
Go
know.
on.
I don't know much fun facts about the second Doctor. I do like actual fun facts. I do know that these in like the novelizations and the audiobooks that they've done, one of his sons actually voices him in the audiobooks, which I thought that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Right? And the Doctor has. What I like about the Doctor is it doesn't try to be woke, especially in that day and age where it was like the second Doctor. They still had shit that wasn't very, what's the word I'm looking for? Because I'm having a brain fart.
I'm
It
not
wasn't.
Doctor Who, so I have no idea.
It's not very conventional sometimes with the when you get to the Doctor stuff. Well, older. I haven't seen much of the new Doctors yet, so I don't know how conventional they are and how woke they try to be. But what I do know is the Doctor always tries to fight for the good guys, and the second one, I think he even has a mouth on him. Like I know all of them pretty much have a mouth on them, but the first Doctor was just the grumpy grandpa, and the second one, I believe he had a little bit of a mouth on him. I do know a few of them had quite the mouth on them. I also found out he loved hats.
You say he loved hats or cats?
Hats. He loved hats.
Okay.
That was weird. Yeah, he loved hats. Found that out while I was doing some research, and I was like, okay, that's an odd fact. I still love the Jelly Belly spit though. Like he would often offer someone a Jelly Belly while he's eating a Jelly Belly,
Interesting.
right? And he's just yeah like that. Now, is there any initial questions about the second Doctor that you have after I've said all that stuff?
Not really. I mean, but being honest with you, you kind of lost me like halfway through it, but I figured that was going to happen because,
It's Doctor Who.
well, not even that. Second Doctor's not my doctor.
Yeah, each person has their own Doctor.
Right. Well, I've told you multiple times where I stand on
Yeah,
which doctor and which one I'm familiar with. And
yeah. Each person has a doctor that got them into it, and each person has their own doctor. That's my own personal opinion. But
right.
we'll get there when we get there. I have not yet watched the original Doctor Who series. I might try to look for a free website I can watch them, so that way I can check out some episodes.
Yeah, I don't have any information on that. I'm sure somebody in the comments can notify us if they know of anything. You're probably gonna have to go through some online kind of
Oh yeah,
way to do it.
yeah, because I don't want to. I'm poor, right? I'm poor. I don't. I can't get the BritBox. I would love to get BritBox on Amazon Prime, but I just can't right now. That's like an extra few bucks, and yeah. But anyways,
Yeah,
but yeah, Getting confused with Doctor Who, especially with the older generation, older Doctor Who stuff, that's completely normal because when you go to Doctor Who, it's congratulations, here's Doctor Who, and here's the continuity errors, and have fun. And you're just sitting there cross-eyed going, huh?
And like I said, I'm familiar with bits and pieces given the information because I've seen like clips of like Rogue, the newest one.
Oh, the guy, the one that's now on Disney Plus. Disney Plus, yeah.
Yeah, currently with David Tennant.
Yeah, his bi-generation thing. That's what they.
So I
Yeah.
uh saw pictures of the older doctors.
Yeah, they do that with. They started doing that in the later stuff. I don't think they did that in the second one because the regeneration actually, when you actually watch, you can actually go on YouTube and watch a clip of the first Doctor going into the second Doctor, regenerating into the second Doctor. And I've watched that a few times in the past because I was curious about regenerations. And before they could do what they do with like David Tennant going into Matt Smith and all that stuff, they would experiment a little bit. Like the first Doctor going to the second Doctor, he laid there and it spun, and it flashing lights a little bit and him sweating, and then it slowly faded from his face to the second.
Yeah, they had to use special effects for it in some way.
Yeah, yeah, you couldn't just pop him in and hey, I'm the second Doctor now. No,
No, you would have probably gotten lost and probably pissed off some of the people that actually enjoy it.
yeah, but yeah, the second Doctor he still causes mayhem. He was even exiled by the Time Lords. Doesn't surprise me at all. Yeah, the second Doctor he still causes mayhem. He still does. They're like, don't do this. Stay away. We're only allowed to observe. And Doctor's all like, fuck that noise.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me any.
No, it doesn't surprise me either. The Doctor's, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, that's only thing I could probably think of to ask in that sense is what all movies and shit did they have for that? Because I'm assuming they had to have had like any movies or anything available.
The
That would
only
probably be the only thing I could probably think to ask.
with the original Doctors, they really didn't have any movies except for the eighth one when they were trying to bring him back. But the second Doctor had a few. The first couple Doctors had specials where they would after the first one where they would bring well after the first and second, sorry, where they would bring past generations back. Like the first three was called the Three Doctors, um, where the three would come in contact with each other, fix a problem, meet their companions, defeat the problem. Bob's your uncle. You're on your way. Then the second one was known as the Five Doctors. It had the first five Doctors.
Okay.
Those were like the only real like movies, but they were really more like TV specials. Maybe a couple episodes of special episodes like that, where five Doctors met, sassed each other, met their companions. Companions said hi, how's it going? Figured out the problem, beat the problem's ass, went on their way.
And that's all we got today, folks.
But yeah, the first movie wasn't until the Eighth Doctor when they were trying to bring him back because I think they were going Doctor was going stale and they were trying to make him more popular and figured a movie would help and yeah.
For me, it started with Eccleston, and that's the only thing I could really talk about because I don't know much. So
I get it. I was figuring if you're curious about anything that I said about from the second Doctor, that's why I asked if shit like that. If you're curious about any questions
mm,
about the second Doctor.
not really. I mean, the only thing I would have had would have been the Master or whatever his name is that Neil Patrick Harris did that character for.
Oh, the Game Master.
Because you have the Game Master or the Master, then you have.
Yeah, I don't know when the first. Uh, I think the game. I don't really remember when the Game Master first showed up. I think the Master showing up. I believe that was fourth or fifth Doctor. I don't rightly know.
Mhm.
I could fucking spell. Okay. Apparently, the Time Lord, and the Doctor's archenemy, first appeared in 1971. That would be, I believe, oh, excuse me. Yeah, I believe 1971 Doctor Who. That is the third or fourth.
Okay.
Let me
That would
get.
be the only thing I would be asking about.
Okay, no, that's a third. 19.
Or who, probably who was the biggest villain for the second Doctor. It's still classified as the. I mean, you got your dialects, you got
I think at the time the
Cybermen. I wonder if it
yeah
was still the same or if we're starting to see a little bit new. Because I mean, you got their enemies, but
yeah I think it's was a tie up between Daleks and Cybermen. I think just because of the fact is it was still those were still the easy enemies that they could go to without having to cause having to do much new thinking. I think. Don't quote me on it.
no, too fucking late now. I'm quoting you.
Okay. Hyphen it, laminate it, send it out.
As you can see today, my whole co-host is clearly in a bit of a grumpy, pissy mood today.
Nope, just out of it. Totally zoning out. But anyways, yeah, I think it would have to be these. I think it would either have to be the Daleks or the Cybermen, because most of the time it was monsters, still like monsters or enemies of the week, with a lot of them, and the monsters. Because I don't think they had an overarching theme to the season until later series. I don't rightly know. Like I know they had a little bit, like, hey, you did this episode, this and this at this time. You're not supposed to do that, yada yada yada. I think, but for most of it, I think it was just like monsters of the week type of enemies with the second Doctor still, because second Doctor was still black and white.
Right.
So I do know that the second Doctor did not use a sonic screwdriver. That's the word. Wow, my brain is totally shut off. And I do know that like they also experimented with other enemies. No, like they had crab. I think like this giant ass crab. I forgot what the hell they called it. What is like this? It was like this giant ass crab. And yeah, they had like I said, the fish people. Their their prosthetics were funny. Pretty much just glorified gems on their face to look like scales and painted their color a little, painted their face a little bit, and yeah, it was funny. And then you had the Cybermen, which still looked the way they looked in the first one, which was a guy wearing like this metal headphone looking thing with a hat and like that face mask thing that most robbers would wear, along with a gray hat.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was bad. Of course, then again, it was like the '60s on TV, so. But okay, I was wrong. Okay, shocker, I'm wrong. It was the second Doctor who used was the first one to use the sonic screwdriver.
I was gonna say it, but I didn't want to. I was gonna say like the last episode we did, you were talking about the second one. It brought brought the screwdriver into the series.
I don't remember. My memory's shit. But
So
yeah,
I was kind of like, do I wait and let him correct himself, or should I just let him ride this train out?
because I
You
was
know
trying,
what? I'm gonna just lie him. I'm gonna let him die on this hill.
because I was typing it up as I was trying to speak, which was failing miserably. And apparently, it's the episode known as Fury of the Deep. The Doctor first used the sonic screwdriver in the serial Fury in the Deep. With it, saw the second Doctor played. Yeah, and that's when he first used it. Now, I don't think it became. I don't think it became normalized until a little bit later. I don't know. Like I said, I'd have to watch the original series, but I do. But yeah, just learned that, and yeah, the more you know. Need one of those things that reading. The more you know. NBC's old thing. All right, everybody. I'm gonna call it here. We're gonna call it here, and I'm gonna get some sleep because I've been up for a while, guys. Later, guys.